So, in this session, we are going to be dealing with training, staff training, as a matter of fact. And the first part of training that you need to know everything about is the fact that every training in our system is concised and can be directed to a particular staff or a set of staff. And it's quite a robust system taking care of all aspects of a proper course performer in the sense that it can take you from subject introduction through video trainings, PDF based trainings, PowerPoint based trainings, or sections and chapters of a particular course, all the way through exams and ultimately through certification. What that means is that in our system, you can actually build your training courses for new recruits or already existing staff and have them go through these courses either in sessions or as individuals in lieu of things like promotion or even probational employees confirmation scheme. Is as simple as that. And the system is quite robust. The very first part of your configuration, like every other module in our HR manager, is the build up of a course. So, for starters, we're going to set up a course that is geared towards converting an onboarded staff into permanent staff, right? A probational staff. You want to convert the person into permanent staff. What it means is that you are most likely to start with a course in orientation, right? A course in enculturation. And for such course, you would want to start by building it in the first place. One thing that you must have noticed about our HR system is that most part of it outlive the admin, the person who built it. Whether you left the system or not, what you built here can be reused as long as you keep using the system, right? It's your data, it's your configuration, and it stays there. And in such scheme, it means that a course you build here can be used over the years and even modified at some point. But the fact is that you don't have to start afresh. You don't have to look for the paperwork. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything. You just have to maybe assign a staff to a course and see them go through it and have a record of their going through it and even go ahead and give them certification of a sort. Okay, a lot of talks. Let's go into the bid directly. So we start with the training module right here. I just a click here and then it takes us straight to the training module. And we start off with the course configuration. So to make a new course or to create a new course, all you need to do is click again, as usual, the top right plus and give the course a title. So you can call this orientation course. Okay, orientation course. And now you can choose a coordinator for this orientation course, but it doesn't mean that they are the only people that will have access to it. They are the coordinator. Now, you can also choose which job title this course is meant for. So you can decide that the course you're about to build is for teachers or instructors or academic administrators and so on and so forth. Whoever you decide that this course is meant for will be the principal recipients of the course in question, right? However, you still have the option of restricting it or not. Restriction here simply entails whether you want only teachers, for example, to be the ones who receive this course, or you want it to be open, even though it is specifically um, made for teachers. Can anybody else who is interested in it take it? It's as simple as that. So you decide who you want to have the course as the primary recipients, and then you decide whether you want it to be restricted to those primary recipients or not. Now, there is another catch. Usually, every course is tied to the course giver or the course owners, which in our own system we call the company, who is going to run this course for you. In this context, now our system will hold all the contents and be accountable for their media, I mean, the contents of that particular course. But even when the course belongs to a third party, you mentioned the third party here. This is what the company is all about. For instance, if this course is being organized by Educare, you can simply bring in Educare Technology Solution as the company that will be handling this course for you. Even though they will give you all the materials so you have it in your system, they are the owners of this course. So this is where you mention the company that owns the course. The other part is you decide what version of this course you are creating. So in other words, you can actually have orientation course version 1, version 2, version 1.1, version 1.2, and so on and so forth. For beginners, it's always version 1.0, 1.1, and stuff like that. And then you also decide what's the cost of this course on a normal day. Yeah. Do people have to pay for it? Or can they just get it free? If it's zero cost, you enter zero. And then this is where you give the course a description. Yeah. And it can be as simple as this is a this is an onboarding course for all new intake or staff. It can be as simple as that or as long as you want. This is a text area box and you can write as much as you want. Now, once you're done with that, you simply click on add and the system will create the course for you. That's the first step. The second step is to add contents to the course. And to add contents to the course, as you can see, the course it has been created. You have been shown who is the course unit or the principal recipients, and then you have been shown the coordinator and the company. However, you can add contents to this course by just clicking on content here. This is where you decide how many sections you want this course to have, which parts of it are going to be video, audio, presentation like PowerPoint. Is there going to be an assignment? Is there going to be a test? And so on and so forth. This is where you decide the contents of this course. Okay, so to add a new course content, you just click on this and then from the drop down at the top, you decide what kind of content you want to add. We've seen that before. And now, first and foremost, we add a section if we want to group it according to sections. So we can have section 1, section 1, which you can simply call introductions, right? Introductions. And then here you can see what it is all about. This orientation program is designed to familiarize newly hired staff with the school's policies, blah, blah, blah. And then you save that. When you save a session, you can now create modules inside that particular section. So right now, there is no module there. So I can click here to add a module to that section. Now, this module can be any kind of content. It's as simple as that. So I can have module 1, which will be welcome and introduction. I can have module 2, which will be school policies and regulations. And then I can have module 3, for instance, which will be teaching and learning strategies, stuff like that. So we're going to quickly create one session, one module, one or two lessons, and then we stop there so that we will have an inkling of an idea of what the whole thing entails. All right, so the first module we're going to add here is going to be written text, something, or even a presentation. Yeah, we can make it a presentation. So at this point, I can add a presentation as a module. And then the unit name is lesson one, or rather, the module name will be module one. Okay, and there, I'll call it module one. Welcome and introduction. And then for every one of these resources, you can decide how does a staff indicate that they have completed that particular unit or section or text or content. How do they indicate that they have completed it? It can be by a click of a button to confirm or by taking a test. If you say taking a test, you will have to select which of the tests from your CBT. Recall that we have a robust CBT that is attached to this system. And if you have already built your CBT, you can search for it right here and bring it up as the test that people would have to, the staff, whoever is taking this course, will have to take in order to pass and indicate that he has completed this particular session. So we'll see that in earnest. But right now, let's just focus on being able to complete this task using a click of a button. And now we select the document. Remember, we said this is going to be a presentation, right? So we choose a document, staff orientation. Great. So we have it in PDF here with 2 pages, and we save that. That's a unit. That's a module, right? And we can add more to this same section. This same section one, we can add lesson two, lesson three, for instance, a lesson on meeting the team. We can add that. And in this context, I can add a written content that explains meeting the team. So I can call it lesson two. Again, click to confirm, and then the objective and everything, the outline, I can put them there and let the system save that as a written word that someone will have to read up. So you can add as much as you need, paragraph it, and everything is what you see is what you get, right? So there are two modules in this section one. We're going to stop here and then add another section. We'll call it module two. And in this context now, we're going to just create a module two, which will be school policies and regulations. So the objective of this particular module will be to familiarize staff with employment policies, code of conduct, and work ethics, and all what have you. So you simply add the objective, create this session, and then start adding modules as usual. So in this context now, I'm going to add the first module, which will be employee or employment policies. So again, just a click of a button and I decide what kind of policy or content I want to add. So we have already seen text content. We have also seen presentation or document. Can we see maybe one or two other kinds of modules for the sake of completion? Okay, so I'm going to add a video content in this context. So I'll simply click on video and then I'll add a unit name. Remember, I said the unit name is lesson one, employment policies. And again, we're going to complete it by clicking a button. Now, because it's a video, you can choose to use a YouTube or upload from device. Right now, I'm going to use a YouTube link. So all I need to do is get to the YouTube link, get the link and paste it here. When I paste it, I click on embed. The system will pull it and make it part of this page right there. And then I can click on save. That's how to bring in a video. Then I'm going to add another one, maybe just this a second part of the same school policies and everything. So for that, I'm going to select another YouTube. All right. And when I open this up and click on add again, video, this is going to be lesson two, right? So in that lesson two, maybe It will be something about school rules and study, or school rules and student discipline, right? And I create the unit name again, complete by clicking the button to confirm, and then copy the URL of the YouTube video and bring it in, embed, and then save. That is how to create it. If you have an audio, maybe you want to also include an audio, you are still free. So let's see how to add an audio. It's basically not different from what we have done in terms of video, but let's see that. Okay, so let's say the third one is an audio content. Again, you just select the audio as the content type that you want to build, and then bring in the unit name and select how you want to complete it, and then you upload the audio right here and click on save. If it's audio, you have to upload it, right? And when you create that, it simply comes up here. Now, I created this not as a module, but a direct content. And if you want to change that or delete it, you're free. And as a matter of fact, I don't want it to stand on its own.